Today is gonna sound like a rant, but it's not. It's ultimately the what the hell happened moment. We're talking about different generations, different situations. What I want to know is why and how. Why is as for the younger crowd, like our children, and if there is a young adult out there who can answer the question, it would be so welcome. And for the parents out there, I just want to say, when you get to that level, you'll understand where I'm coming from. Now, why is it that this generation claims that it's too expensive to do anything in today's market? They say it's too expensive to get a home. They say it's too expensive to buy a car. They say it's too expensive to even have a life on your own, let alone rent a place. Okay. Once upon a time, at first, I thought, hey, they are correct. Looking at the numbers, it doesn't make sense. How is someone supposed to make a living when they want you to make almost 6 times your annual income? Now, I'm not the guy to talk about finances because I sure as heck don't know how percentages work. And it's nice to hear all these entrepreneurs, all these shows talk about the market value is at this percent and X amount of money is going to expect it to be growing at this rate. And we're also talking about how some entity is going to do this and is going to do that, and you're able to buy a house at 3 point something percent, yada, yada, yada. I don't know about percentages. All I know is that if I go to a store or a farmer's market, at the store they're going to say that the product is $15.99 plus tax. I don't even know what tax is. 7.85%? I don't even know what the hell that means. If I go to the farmer's market and I buy a bag of fruits, apples, grapes, plums, peaches, person says the bag's already preset at 3 pounds, it's $15. There you go, simple math. Here's 15. You know, as a matter of fact, here's 20, keep the 5. You understand what I'm getting at? So if the young generation is saying that it's difficult to do any kind of living whatsoever, then why are we procreating? Oh, well, we're human. We have a right to. I understand all that. What I don't understand is if you're given a cheat code to be successful, why are you afraid to take ownership on that aspect? Why don't you want to make that move forward to propel you 5 years further than your whole entire generation? That's the part I don't get. You see, as parents, we'll turn around and tell our children constantly, hey, you're the best. You got this. Any situation that arises is an opportunity. It's not, it shouldn't be seen as, oh, they're holding me back, or I couldn't make it because it's so tough. No, it's an opportunity. You're either going to make it or choose another path. Choices. That's all life is. So if you teach your children when they're young the how-tos, there's no reason why a young couple should struggle. In the past, I told you how to be successful in a relationship. Not only do you want to continue to follow this community that can kind of give you pointers on how to be successful, but you also want to establish some sort of direction. Now, the fact that you have a young adult walking around like without a care in the world. I'm not saying I want every single young child that's soon to be an adult to be walking around stressed. But you definitely don't want to be too comfortable to where you don't move forward. Because the number one killer of success or forward motion is procrastination. So as a young adult, how can you turn around and say, hey, I can walk and talk like an adult. I can sit at the adult conference table. I can make decisions. Yet you can't stand on your own 2 feet. You shall not be walking as you own your life, because technically you don't. The argument that we have in this community is that we're split down the middle. Half believe that if I don't charge my child, who is now an adult, rent, they will save up to move in the direction that they want to. But with the same token, as parents, we ask ourselves, because I'm not charging you rent, now you're starting to get that laziness and not wanting to save finances. Now you're still going out and doing your thing and walking like if you don't have a care in the world. Like, that's not what life's about. Life is not about taking advantage of your parents trying to give you a helping hand, and then you turn around and say, oh, well, I'm going to create a little version of myself because I feel lonely. Really? You're not focusing on the fact that you need to progress forward to do what you need to do in order to get things right in your life. And as a parent, the hardest part is trying to hold back a little bit and not make the situation an actual situation. I don't think it's fair for the parents out there in the world who will give their life for their children, and their young adult children wouldn't hesitate in a heartbeat to throw their parents under the bus. What I'm saying is that as a parent, you're not going to get that sense of comfort that your child is moving forward. I'm telling you right now that as a parent, you're going to deal with the struggles of what the, WTF, because how is it that you get up and tackle the day, and then when you look at your offspring, they're the total opposite of you, and they're making you look so bad? As parents, when we hit that workforce, we represent our family. As children, when we hit that school scene, we represent our family. And what comes with the family? That family name, it goes a long way. And if you carry yourself with courage and honor, then you'll be able to make things happen. But sometimes we have a tendency not to carry on. And as parents, we're supposed to lift each other up, not constantly compare one another. And you have the other side of the aisle saying, see, that's why you should charge rent. I charge my child rent. And yeah, maybe they are a little bit more successful. I don't know, because I myself did not take that avenue. And when I look at my children and they're not being successful, it kind of makes me feel like I failed as a parent. And I'm not ashamed to say it. Your children are a reflection of who you were, where you're going, and what you want to do. But the thing is, if I could talk to my younger self, which is my younger children, I let them know right off the bat how it is. Look, don't make that same mistake, because that mistake is not a mistake. It's a choice. You make that choice, and that is the outcome of that choice. Do not make that choice. Do not go down that path. Instead, make sure you capitalize on the choice that your siblings made, that your parents made. And you got to move forward. And even though they nod their heads, yes, I understand, it still makes it seem like they don't understand. So to finalize the conversation, I'm saying, if your parents, and I'm talking to the younger crowd again, if your parents are doing their best to help you out emotionally, financially, and you say, oh, well, they're not helping me financially because I need things done and they're not giving me money. No, that's my money. I went to work. I put in those hours that I lost staying away from my family just to provide, put food on the table, clothing on your back. And if I'm not doing that for you, that's because you don't need it. You're already doing it on your own. So, with that being said, when I say helping you financially, I mean, there's still a roof over your head, correct? So don't come at me sideways saying that I have no support. My parents don't support me. You need to grow up and quit having that child mentality of, well, I hate you guys. Because that attitude should just turn around and walk out that front door. Don't bring that attitude around here. As parents is what we tell our children. And these young adults need to learn that the choices you make are the choices yours alone. That's it. So stop with the I can't. Stop with the it's too hard. It's too hard because you're making it hard. You can't because you say you can't. But if you apply yourself, you will succeed. I've said it before and I'll say it again. Don't stop, don't quit, keep moving forward.